Hey guys, this is Jimmy from Property's Best. I'm in my 1984 Chevy C10 truck. Left turn bill. Left turn bill. I'm going to talk about this video today. I'm going to try to help someone, if I can, on the 1980s, the square headlight trucks, as opposed to this 78 C10 truck, Billy James. It's a round headlight truck if you're new to the channel. So I'm going to try to show you a little bit of the differences. Maybe you might enjoy the video. I don't know. Things to look for if you're thinking about buying one. Places to look. This, that, and other. My knowledge, which is not very much. I've had a bunch of square bodies, but sometimes, if I can help someone, I will. Let's give it a crank first, okay? It's been a while. Let it warm up for just a minute. This is a good old truck. Left turn bill. This truck has been kind of resurrected, I guess, pieced together somewhat. This seat's a junkyard seat. The carpet is new. I bought it from a friend of mine. He wasn't going to use it, and I bought it. This is the original dash. It's only got one split's what I'm talking about there, is why I'm showing you that. The rest of the dash looks good. And if you're wondering, or I've often wondered, and it finally occurred to me why this dash looks so good in my eyes. It's because Left Turn Bill, the real man that used to own this truck, him and his wife, Left Turn Bill, they had a bunch of books. When I got this truck, it's full of books, papers, just crammed full. Up the window, just full of books. I don't know how they could see to drive. But I think that's what saved this dash from cracking, like most of them do. Let's back this up a little bit. Oh, okay. It's a 350 4-speed, but it was a 6-cylinder 3-speed on the column. But when I got it, it was a 6-cylinder 3-speed in the floor. Left turn bill. And the reason they called him Left Turn Bill, like I've said lots of times, he rode around everywhere he went with the left turn signal on. Everywhere he went, whether he was turning or not, he had that left turn signal on. So you didn't know if he was driving slow. My friend GM1038, he said he's got behind him. GM1038, by the way, is on YouTube. GM1038. I'll try to leave a link, and you can see the work he's done on this and all my other trucks and all the stuff he's doing at his garage. GM1038. But he said, Brian said he left turn bill would be driving slow, but he had the signal on. And he said he didn't know if he was, going to turn really or not, because he rode around with the turn signal on all the time. Unbelievable. Anyway, this is kind of like what the back would be if you was behind Left Turn Bill. I'm going to let it run for just a minute, guys. I'm going to show you a few problematic areas that may be on these. They're not as bad as what's on a round headlight 70s era truck. You know what I mean? On the 70s, I started out with the hood, if you watch that video. Just kind of feel up in here. I've never had one of these that had rust in this area before like those do. I mean, that's not to say it can't happen. 354 speed. Truck runs extremely well, and I'm proud to have it. GM1038 and his dad Charlie for putting this motor and transmission in for me. My wife and I have rattle can painted this truck, put Pinachol on it. That's why it's so shiny. And I'm into patina style. I've done all this myself, just to refresh your memory, or if you're new to the channel. Painted the grill, new headlights, bumper guards, air deflector, air dam, whatever you want to call it. I put this emblem on it. It's not supposed to have it, but to me it just kind of dressed it up a little bit, kind of went along with the theme of the truck. But some problem areas to look for on any vehicle, as far as I'm concerned. Look below the battery, check for rust issues, and of course in this area here, you know, like I said, check for rust issues. Up in here for rust. Seems like they rust out there. This one's okay. This one's fine. And this is probably not a good example to show you rust issues to look for, because this truck has had a lot of metal work done to it, because Mr. and Mrs. Left Turn Bill were farmers and they drove it in a cow pasture. Well, what's in a cow pasture? Think for just a moment. Time's up. Cow manure, cow poo-poo is in a cow pasture. What you would expect to find in a cow pasture, cow poo-poo. So this truck was full of cow poo-poo. And Tim fixed all that, put new metal work in several places. And when I'm talking about cow poo-poo, this whole section right through here, I know I've showed y'all this a million times, but if you're new to the channel, this whole section has been replaced with new metal. And I'll try to remember to put some pictures at the end of the video if you'll keep watching, and you can see all the stuff that Tim's done. Tim Dixon's on Facebook if you type in Gas Axe Chop Shop. Now Brian, GM 1038, I'm going to call him Brian from now on, but I'll leave a link in the description, okay? He lowered the truck, and he's got a video on it. He done the cheapest lowering kit he could find, the cheapest, and he's got a video of it. The cheapest lowering kit for a Squarebody. Check it out. It's on his YouTube channel, GM 1038. Anyway, he lowered it, and he said this thing was just crammed full of cow manure, but the frame is great. The frame is great. If it wasn't, I'd have had it fixed, or I'd have just abandoned the project. The frame is great. Otherwise, I wouldn't want it. Just to let you know. If you're new to the channel, I'm that guy. If it's not right, I don't want it. We bought new bumpers for it, a sport bumper, and I'm trying to show you some more things to look for. There's not as much stuff to look for on a square headlight. They made them better, redesigned or something. I honestly think there's a difference in the metal in the 70s, you know, like a 73 shit. This is 78, like a 73 or 4 or 5 or something. I mean, they're all rusted out. This one not so much. I mean, like I said, cow poo-poo, cow poo-poo. You know, this where cow manure had gathered up, you know, and rusted it. They never cleaned it. They never washed it. Mr. and Mrs. Left Turn Bill bought this truck brand new, and I'm the second owner of it, in 1984. And all they wanted was a 6-cylinder 3-speed. It had an AM radio, a heater, and some wipers. That's all you got. That's all you got. All the other stuff you see on here, I put on here, or my friends did. Like I said, we rattle can painted this truck, put our own patina on it, and I two-toned it white with this sand colored. And I bought this trim. My buddy Brian put this on. He's probably got a video of it if you'd like to watch it. This trim, it's not supposed to have any of that bling, as people like to call it. It needed something to kind of dress it up, and there was just too much sand colored, so I painted it white and sand, and, you know, scuffed it up to make it look patina style. You know, that's what I'm into. You don't have to worry about a patina style truck, do you? I mean, if you get a scratch in it, oh, whip-de-doo, you know. No big deal whatsoever. Put the bumper guards on, like I said, painted the grill. But there's not a whole lot to look for on these things. I mean, if you wanted to look, you know, my opinion, my experiences with them, and I've had a few 80s models, mostly 84s, just feel up in here for rust. It might accumulate, get started right here, and you'll see bubbling. Behind here, I'm trying to think. I mean, I generally just look around at cab corners, rockers. These have not been replaced. This is original rockers. Believe it or not, with all the cow poo-poo that this truck's run over and been through, check your floors. These floors were great. And I live in East Tennessee, by the way, and that's where this truck is from. I don't know that it's ever been out of state its whole life. Trying to think of more issues, but on a round headlight truck, you better look real good. On these, you don't have to. I mean, it's good to look. Do your homework, do your research, and you know, see if it's something you're wanting to deal with, to fool with. You know, I'm just trying to tell you this. If you're looking at one, say like on Facebook Marketplace, there's a lot of people that will hoodoo you, trying to get your money, and you go down the road and you're driving a Bondo buggy or something that's been cheaply fixed. When I get Tim Dixon or Brian to do anything, when they're done with it, it's perfect. It's perfect. They know I'm not the they know I'm not the brightest bulb in the room, and they want to make sure that I come back, because we're all friends. They're like my family to me. So anyway, I had to get new tires for this truck. It was on Maypops, and if you think it looks bad now, you should have seen it when we first got it. But most of it was contributed to cow poo-poo. This has been a farm truck its whole life, and I don't know, I just kind of feel sorry for the old truck. It's had a rough life working on a farm, and then somebody stole the truck, and the police recovered it and gave it back to Mr. and Mrs. Left Turn Bill. I know I've said this many a time, but I don't know why in the world somebody would steal this truck. I mean, I really don't. If you'd have seen it before, if you think it looks bad now, you should have seen it before. And man, it was rough truck. Well, I wouldn't want to go to jail and say, some inmate asked me, what are you in here for? And well, I stole Left Turn Bill's truck. I mean, I think people would just be rolling in the floor in the jail or prison, whatever. Oh my goodness, I can't imagine. But anyway, this old truck's come a long way, and I'm trying to look for more places, even on this side. Like I explained on the other side, look on your wheel wells. Just, look in general areas where mud or maybe somebody ain't washed it, a whole lot, and kept it washed out underneath. But these really don't have a whole lot of, in my experiences, these don't have a whole lot of issues with rust and stuff. So, as opposed to a round headlight truck. So, I'm real happy about that. And that brings me to another point. If you're thinking about buying a Squarebody and you're somewhat on a budget, I mean, I don't know which ones you like the best. You like square headlight better, or you like round headlight better? I mean, not necessarily these trucks, but would you rather have a square headlight truck? And this is the cheap old model. This is a custom deluxe. It don't have the dual headlights. It's only got one on each side. It's not the fancy smancy one. Would you rather have a square headlight or a round headlight? That's a Cheyenne. A little bit above a custom deluxe. But if you're on a budget, this is me personally speaking, okay? You don't have to take my advice or take my opinion with a grain of salt. It doesn't really matter. But if you're thinking about doing something, getting a square headlight truck, and you don't care if it's round or square, I really like round headlights. I really do. I've had a bunch of them, and I still like them. I know what to kind of look for, though. I know I'm going to be in trouble, but if you're on a budget and you're just getting started, I'd probably get a square headlight, just because there's not as much rust issues to deal with, in my opinion. I mean, where you live, they might be all rusted out. Like I said, I live in East Tennessee, so you know, it's pretty much a, you know, I don't drive these in the salt, and you know, they don't salt the roads very much here where I live, here in East Tennessee. We get a snow now and again, but basically, you know, it's not here but a day or two and it's gone, or 3 or 4, whatever. It's not like you're living in Chicago or Canada where it snows and you're looking at it till May, the month of May in the spring, you know. But I'd probably get this if I was on a budget. Now, if I had a passion, if I liked these better, I would get the very best one I could find. A round headlight, if that's what you're wanting. Get what you want. Yeah, get what you want. If you're bound and determined you'd rather have a round headlight, please get a round headlight. You'll be happier. You'll be more apt to go out in the garage, or like me, in your driveway and work on it, play with it. But I mean, if you don't like square headlights, for example, then don't get one. I mean, you're not going to get motivated to go out in your garage or whatever that you have, and you know, go out there and play with it, work on it, do this, do that, and the other. So, you know, or like me, just get one of each. Get one of each. But yeah, I'm just trying to help you guys. Just do your due diligence and look and see if there's any Bondo. I mean, some people don't have welders. I understand. I don't have a welder here at my house. I don't. But I mean, sometimes, I mean, that's all folks have is, you know, is some Bondo. And some people are very, very good at spreading it. So I mean, just look, make sure, you know, it's not a Bondo buggy. Like the whole side is not. If you hit a big bump, half your car's not going to fall off in the road. You know what I mean? I don't have nothing against Bondo. Bondo's a good thing. Filler, you know, all that. It's good. But you know, if you're trying to hoodoo, I'm against people that's trying to lie and hoodoo people. I'm against that. I used to be very much into 1962 Chevys, Impalas, and Super Sports stuff, and I've seen so many at car shows and cruise-ins and stuff like that. Just, well, everywhere that, you know, somebody might have a 62 Impala and they try to dress it up as a Impala Super Sport, and I could walk up to it. I mean, I've had like 15 of them, 15, 16, and counting parts cars and all that I've had in my life. And you know, you can see the emblems are wrong, everything on the car would be wrong, and they're passing it off as a Super Sport. And some guy that's not familiar with all the places where how things go, you know, and they get hoodooed and they pay top dollar for what they think is they're getting an Impala Super Sport, and it's not. You have to really be careful with some folks. That's what I'm trying to do this video for. I don't use Bondo. I don't use filler. I don't have anybody do any of that kind of work for me. If there's weld scars, there's weld scars. I'm not hiding nothing. What you see on my vehicles is what you get. And I'll tell you the truth about something, and you know, I'm just that way. I'd rather keep it as to somebody else get it and spend their hard-earned money and then be dissatisfied with it. So anyway, I'm just trying to help you guys out. I don't mean to make the videos long. I'm just trying to tell you what to look for on a square headlight. And you know, I've already done a video on this round headlight real quick, and just show you what to look for, things to look for. You know, of course, you know, to check the motor and transmission, drive it a minute, see if it's okay, stuff like that, you know. But you know, like I said, some people don't have welders and don't know how to weld. Some people don't know how. So I know how to weld, I just don't have a welder, and I really don't have a place to do it. So part of it. And I'm not going to get into doing all that anyway. I'm getting too old. I'm 67, so too late to start doing all that kind of stuff now. I'm kind of over it. I've welded a good part of my life anyway, so I'm kind of burnt out on it. But anyway, Tim Dixon be your man if you want some welding done at Gas Axe Chop Shop on Facebook. Anyway, let me know what you think about, would you rather have a round headlight or a square headlight? I mean, you might rather have a car. You might rather have a 62 Impala. Do your due diligence. You know, you might rather have a Hudson or a Rambler or something. I mean, I don't know. Whatever your desires are, just get the one that you like, the very best one you can afford, and start from there. Most of the time I get stuff that nobody else wants. Nobody wanted this one, and evidently I'm the only one that basically wanted this one. This truck's come a long way, and it's come from an auction. It was auctioned off when Mr. and Mrs. Left Turn Bill died. That's the auction number. They was millionaires. So I was told they were millionaires. I never actually met them. My understanding, they were wonderful, wonderful people, good people, and you know, millionaires. And why they kept driving this one, I had no idea. Wouldn't you think you would move up and get one that's got maybe automatic with air, or power steering, power brakes and air, you know, something, you know, move up a little bit. And I think this thing has had 2 to 3, what I was told, maybe 3 6-cylinder engines put in it over its lifetime when Mr. and Mrs. Left Turn Bill had it. So I mean, this thing's been around the block, and it's worked its whole life. So anyway, I just kind of, I don't know, stuff like that, I just kind of feel sorry for them. And I don't know, I'm a nut. I'm a complete nut. Anyway, let me know what you think. Do you like a square headlight better or round headlight better? You know, everybody has a preference. I've asked that question before on this channel, but maybe you're just visiting this video by chance, and maybe you'd like to subscribe to Parameter's Best. We do this kind of stuff, you know, mess around with square bodies, and I got a 66 Chevy C10 truck in that garage. Goes by the name of Almond Joy. Y'all name that too. All my subscribers, always ask them to put a name on stuff if it doesn't already have a name, and y'all picked Almond Joy. We done a contest and Almond Joy won. Subscribe to Parameter's Best. I'm also on Facebook, Parameter's Best, Instagram, Parameter's Best. I got a second YouTube channel called Man on a Budget, and I'm on Instagram, Man on a Budget 1. I thank you for watching the video, guys. I truly do, and hopefully I help somebody out. Maybe, you know, hopefully. I try to do a good deed every day for somebody, something, something. The Lord's always watching, and I've got enough to answer for already, believe me. So thank you for watching, guys. I appreciate it. I guess I'll put Left Turn Bill up before it starts raining again. It's looking kind of dark back in there. That's all we've had is rain as of this video. I don't know when you're seeing it, but that's all we've had is rain. Haha. But we needed it, honestly. Y'all have a blessed day. I'll catch y'all in the next video, guys. You won't miss nothing if you like and subscribe. And please give me that thumbs up, would you? Y'all stay safe. God bless y'all. Pray for others and try to do a good deed for someone if you can. God bless y'all. See you in the next one. See y'all later.